Hello, HIW Wildside Wrestling fans. Welcome to another edition of Wildside TV. I'm your host, the real Bobby Munson, and at my side, the man with an angelic voice, Pappa Smokes. How you doing once again this week, Pappa?
Yo, how you doing, Wildside Wrestling fans?
And we are in for a amazing action-packed night tonight. 3 matches on the card. And we're going to get things started off. We're going to be joined here by Bobby Sharp. Yes, this is the man who cost his wife the Wildside Provincial Championship just 2 weeks ago on Wildside TV and left the crowd stunned by his actions.
Stop the music. All right. This has been a pretty crazy past year, hasn't it, here in Wildside Wrestling, right? You know, right? You know, why didn't any of you guys tell me earlier about Kat Von Hees and what a great woman she was? Because, what did I do to her? Like, I tried to hit her with a chair.
Yeah, and then you hit her with a title.
And you see, so there we were at Alarks, tables, ladders, and chairs. I was in the corner, and I saw her take Brett Evans. And nearly decapitate him through a table. And I thought to myself, if I can do all that I did to her, and she will still go out of her way to decapitate a guy I hate, she's a hell of a woman. So I have to apologize to her. I wish her the best in her title runs, and from this moment forward, I'm opening the bedroom back to Kat Von Hees.
Oh, what a great husband.
Yeah, you say that now, but you know damn well exactly what he was up to, and he costed his wife that championship against Sheik Shabazz. I do not know what this sick individual's problem is.
Don't forget that it was Kat Von Hees that took that same Wildside Provincial belt from Bobby Sharp.
We are now going to see the arrival of above average Aiden Adams. Someone who was absent from Battle Arp, not able to make the show that night, so not able to perform in that contract on a pole matchup. So you know what? He's got some catching up to do. He's going to have to work really hard here to pull a victory over Bobby Sharp.
I'm not worried about Aiden Adams. I like this kid. I think he's one of the up-and-comers in this company. His brash attitude carries him a long way, but he's in tough here against an experienced competitor, Bobby Sharp.
We've had nothing but shocks and awe completely in the last 2 episodes of Wildside TV. It'll be interesting to see if there's any shock upsets here tonight on the episode. Great episode again. 3 big matches. Once again, our main event is going to be a title match. It's going to be the Western Lions defending their newly won tag team championships against Death by Chocolate. That rematch coming up for you at the top of the card here tonight. But what a great 3 weeks of championship bouts that we've had. I mean, Wildside TV has been bringing performance after performance for the championships, the top of the line titles here in Western Canadian wrestling.
And you know, Wildside likes to pride itself on big matches, good feuds, strong performances from all its wrestlers, and this episode of Wildside TV won't be any different.
Definitely not, because we're starting things off with a great 2 individuals here. We're going to have a great triple threat match coming up for you right after this one. Going to be seeing Shaun Moore and Ace Riviera continuing their feud, but we're going to throw Tony Novak into the mix there. So we're going to see how the youngster holds up against 2 of the most experienced individuals here in Wildside Wrestling. And Aiden Adams is going to be looking to do what Braden Parsons did last week with a surprise victory over Michael Allen, Richard Clark. Going to look to maybe get that surprise victory over Bobby Sharp and really skyrocket his singles run here.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something for to see a victory over Bobby Sharp here by Aiden Adams?
Oh, nice athleticism shown by Bobby Sharp there, and a great drop kick.
Yeah, Aiden Adams smart to take it to the outside, recoup a little bit, regroup, get your thoughts together. He'll be back in for more.
Bobby Sharp looking to try to get this crowd behind him, but I don't know how any crowd could get behind a man who would do such a dastardly thing like he did 2 weeks ago, or last week on 2 weeks ago on Wildside TV, when he clocked his own wife with that championship title and cost her title run, and possibly cost him his, guaranteed rematch clause as well too. I can only imagine a guy like Bobby Sharp, the kind of things running through his mind would have to be to, get this new champion on board so that he could use his rematch clause in a triple threat situation and hope to use that to take advantage and become the new champion once again. Because as we all know, a triple threat never favors the champion. Vicious knife edge chop on the outside of the ring from Bobby Sharp to Aiden Adams.
That's another thing about watching these shows live, is when you get these performers coming out to the floor, you get to see a chop, you get to see a punch, you get to see a maneuver right in front of you. It's a thrill, trust me.
And yes, we encourage you all to come out to the shows each and every time we are in Saskatoon, or if we're ever in your area as well too. We tend to bring Wildside on the road sometimes, Pappa, and we bring HIW on the road as well too every once in a while. But speaking of on the road, everyone from Saskatoon should head on the road to HIW Canada presents Paulabone's Battle Royal that is taking place on August the 31st. Hardcore legend Mick Foley going to be at the show, as well as Chelsea Green, going to be wonderful. And you know what we'd like to see? Let's fill that place with people from Saskatoon and show them how we do things Wildside style. Thinking if I make my way out to the Pile of Bones Battle Royal, I might have to take the camera down there just to take some shots and maybe show the Regina brand how to truly get things done when it comes to the camera work.
And not a bad idea.
And maybe we'll pick up a microphone afterwards too. We can show them how to do a little bit of the talking as well while we're at it there, Pop.
Sure, let's call it live from in the crowd. I'm down.
I think our voices could carry enough. We don't even need microphones. We're that good.
Well, yours could. I don't know about mine, but we'll do it anyway.
Aiden Adams firmly in control of the matchup at this point. Going to hope to put Bobby Sharp away soon, but very slow in his pacing at the moment. Great little maneuver there from Aiden Adams. Oh, he might just put Bobby Sharp away. We could see a victory here. Not quite enough for the former champ.
With a rear headlock, he's going to continue to wear down the Lion Warrior. He's going to try and cut off some of that oxygen supply to the brain. He's going to wear him down, and set him up for some kind of a finishing maneuver. Aiden Adams would love to pull out a victory in this match.
As much as Aiden Adams would love that victory, he's got one hell of a challenge in defeating the former Wildside provincial champion. But again, it'd be great accolades on the career of Aiden Adams if he was to beat the former Wildside provincial champion, and might actually skyrocket him into the title picture.
Absolutely it would.
Oh, beautiful counter by Bobby Sharp there with that drop kick. It's time to capitalize. You got to get on top of him, get that pin. Oh, it looks like he's taking a real beating in this one already. Oh, nice maneuver from the ropes. Bobby Sharp is really taking it to Aiden Adams at this point.
Spinning backbreaker and a cover.
Still, young Aiden Adams managing to find enough to dig down deep and kick out. Oh, missing with the moonsault.
Big boot from the corner by Adams.
Oh, he was that close, Pappa.
Adams looking a little bit frustrated. He's got to put that aside for now, keep his focus on pinning Bobby Sharp's shoulders to the mat.
At this point, these two look like they've thrown everything at each other except for the kitchen sink. It's going to be a matter of who throws that first to decide a winner. Geez, for a second there, I thought Aiden Adams was going to go to El Asesino's playbook and put his feet on the ropes in order to gain the advantage.
I think maybe he should have.
Yeah, I guess, well, if he would, then he could be holding gold just like El Asesino does, too.
If the referee didn't see it, it never happened.
Does the same go for breaking the law for you, Pappa Smokes?
Yes.
Oh, that pile driver got to be it.
Vicious pile driver.
There you have it. Bobby Sharp victorious this week, but, credit to Aiden Adams. One hell of a performance there tonight.
Absolutely. He's got a good future ahead of him. Taking a pile driver like that in the middle of the ring, it's pretty hard to kick out.
As mentioned earlier, we all know that we saw on Wildside TV, Bobby Sharp had attacked Kat Von Hees, but as we do tape these on one single given night, that's why Kat Von Hees was out there to show support to her husband at this point, because it's not yet that he had turned on her completely.
And we could say this is happier times for Sharp and Von Hees.
And Adams being helped to the back, and we are going to get on with this triple threat match. So we're already in the ring with Tony Novak, going to be joined by Shaun Moore and Ace Riviera. Ace with a big victor at Battle Arts with that contract on a pole match. where does Ace go from there? Who has he got his eyes on? You got any insight on this one, Pappa?
No, it's a good question, but he's got that briefcase with the contract in it. That's good to challenge HIW champions, and he's going to pick his time and place. He's going to prepare for a title match, and you can bet he'll show up with that contract and want his match one of these nights.
Question becomes, who is Ace looking to challenge? What title does he want the most? Is he looking for that Wildside Provincial Championship, Central Canadian Championship, or is he looking forward to the future, that Grand Championship being introduced at the Pile of Bones Battle Royal?
Yeah, very interesting to think of. Have the feeling he might pop up when we least expect him. Speaking of which, here he comes with that contract in that metal briefcase. Highly impressive victory in the contract on a pole match at Battle Arts. Gotta say, I was very impressed with Ace Riviera's performance.
Well, definitely that experience, that veteran-like experience that he has, played a factor in that one. But, he took a hell of a beating in that matchup. How he managed to get up and fight his way back into that ring and pull off the victory, it was nothing less than astounding. Walking around with a whole new swagger in his step is Ace Riviera now. Really boosted his confidence getting that victory. We saw a few weeks ago he actually took on Tony Novak one-on-one. Tony Novak put on a hell of a performance there. And here's somebody else he's had his difference with his former tag team partner Shaun Moore, who would love nothing but to get a measure of retribution from Ace Riviera era. At Spring Meltdown, Ace Riviera picking up the victory over Shaun Moore. So this one far from over between these two.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing the showdown between these two former best friends, as he said, tag team partners, tag team champions. But there's no love lost between them now, and I think we're going to see a big showdown between these two.
Many might even go as far as saying they were one of the best, if not the best tag team in HIW history. And both of them are enjoying very, stellar singles careers at this point in time. Shaun Moore been doing a lot more traveling, seeing a lot of the country and taking his craft on the road, while Ace Riviera has just really come out of nowhere and become one of our top individuals here on the Wildside brand.
I think every champion in HIW better have eyes on the back of their head. Ace has got that contract and he's going to cash it in.
Oh, tonight he's got to focus on pulling off a victory here in a triple threat match. Never an easy task, as at any given time a victory can happen. Also got no countouts, no disqualifications in a triple threat match, and we've got Bucky McGraw on the outside looking on as his protege, Tony Novak, taking on these two individuals. Could the presence of Bucky McGraw play a factor in this one?
Well, most definitely. We saw Tony Novak's match, Bucky McGraw's match already, and Tony Novak was interfering in it.
Well, I would say more like he was inadvertently interfering in it when El Musculo pulled a typical El Musculo move and threw Bucky into Tony.
Now we're seeing this long-awaited face down between Ace Riviera and Shaun Moore.
Tony Novak trying to get in between them, not paying off for the young man.
Whoa.
The fans of Regina were treated to a one-on-one match between these two. We're getting a triple threat match here tonight. Pappa Smokes, how excellent would it be if we could get a one-on-one, a final encounter with both these two individuals?
Extremely excellent. Obviously, there's still a lot of emotion between the two. There's a few things that need to get settled between these two, and I think we should let them go at it until it is settled.
Tony Novak possibly looking to take advantage of the two fallen individuals here. Heading to the top ropes.
This kid can fly.
Most certainly can, as he takes out both Ace Riviera and Shaun Moore at the same time. Tony Novak just on fire. I'm a huge fan of the young talent that we are producing here on Wildside Wrestling. Tony Novak among them. He's really come out of nowhere and become a big fan favorite amongst the crowds here in Saskatoon. And a hometown boy at that too.
It looks like the teachings of Professor McGraw are coming along in young Novak. He's on a bit of a run here.
Well, looking to capitalize early. Not quite enough to put Shaun Moore down, though. Ace Riviera collecting himself on the outside of the ring right now. Probably a very wise move. In fact, let your two competitors beat the hell out of each other and then capitalize when the opportunity's there. And Tony Novak looks like he might be out of it after that maneuver. And Ace saving the day. Shaun Moore looks to fly. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I just saw Ace throw Tony right in front of that one. I almost hate to admit, wise maneuvering from Ace Riviera.
No, he's looking to capitalize. It's very sound strategy.
Ace's style really has changed over the last little bit ever since he's gone on this single run and this newfound attitude of his too, but a very strikingly, scary style that he comes into that ring with.
I got to agree with you there. He's always had a big bag of tricks that he uses. He's got a wide range of maneuvers. Just seems like he's delivering each one with bad intentions and with malice every time. He's really quite a force to be reckoned with in the ring.
The crowd trying to get Tony Novak back into this one.
Not much behind those shots so far.
And Ace could be looking to put this one away right away here.
Oh.
That probably just took everything right out of Tony Novak that he had left it.
To cover, ref, count it.
It's a very, very arrogant cover. Have you ever actually seen somebody finish a match in that style?
No, but if you think I was to, it would be Ace Riviera.
And Tony looking for the shock cover. Yeah, we're not outside of seeing some big upset wins recently on Wildside TV. It has been outstanding. And if we saw Tony Novak pull off a victory here against these two veterans here tonight, I mean, that might even top the other two shocks we've seen already.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised, but I think anything can happen tonight.
As they've said before on other things, expect the unexpected. And you can believe that about Wildside Wrestling. Always expect the unexpected. And that's what makes it fun to watch and exciting every single week for us. Oh, Shaun Moore back into this. Oh my God, what a maneuver. And Shaun Moore now picking up steam on his former tag team partner and best friend. And Tony breaking up the count. You know, in just a short period of time, Tony Novak has really managed to catch on to things inside that squared circle. So definitely goes to show just what you can learn under somebody the experience of Bucky McGraw. It looked like Tony went to the well one too many times and knee got caught for that one.
Ace sizing up Moore here. Oh!
Moore getting the better of his former tag team partner. Oh, wait a second. Oh, we were that close to seeing that upset.
What a roll-up. You know something, Munson, before this show started tonight, Pappa Smokes was hanging out backstage, and I was watching the wrestlers warm up, and just watching Shaun Moore do his warm-up, get limbered up for his matches later in the evening. Just very impressive, the athleticism of him. He's a pure athlete. He obviously works very hard. Oh, we got a pin here.
Being a pure athlete ain't going to help you when somebody goes for the sneak roll-up like that. Wow.
Ace Riviera picking up the victory.
He certainly does. Shaun Moore took his eyes off his former partner there one too many times, and Ace continues this impressive streak that he's on at the moment.
He's got the briefcase to prove it. It's going to come in very handy when he finds a vulnerable champion.
You see the Saskatoon crowd definitely not pleased, as they are definitely bigger fans of both Shaun Moore and Tony Novak. But again, it's all about getting those victories, and you know, guys are doing anything it takes at this point. That is how important it is to be at your best in Wildside Wrestling, is you will do anything to pull off the victories. Once again, Tony Novak definitely showing a lot of heart and grace inside that squared circle. His career definitely coming a long way. Still very, very young, very new here to Wildside Wrestling, so, you know, I mean, great to see he's developing, and I'm sure we're going to see great things from this kid moving forward. It is time now, folks, for the big main event. Yes, this one a rematch from Battle Arts. So if you weren't there live at Battle Arts and you haven't caught up on Wildside TV, you're tuning in now. This tag team rivalry has been outstanding and something else, producing some of Wildside's greatest encounters, greatest matchups as well too. Pappa Smokes, let the fans know a little bit more about these two teams we're about to see.
Well, I mean, we already watched the match at Battle Arts, the title match of Phil Deadly and Kid Chocolate defending against Michael Richard Blaze and BVD. It was just absolutely phenomenal encounter, a very long match, very exciting match, just highly entertaining and highly smash mouth wrestling. I expect the same here tonight. Death by Chocolate want their belts back.
But as stated earlier, a couple weeks ago on Wildside TV, this is it for Death by Chocolate tonight. They got this rematch, but they got it on the basis that this is their last opportunity. They don't win here tonight, they will not get another opportunity as long as the Western Lions are the tag team champions. And in some ways, almost a shame, because these two teams have produced some of the best moments here on Wildside TV in recent weeks. We all know the one encounter here at the Sutherland Hall even spilled to the outside onto the streets of Saskatoon even.
Yeah, the matchup of these teams is just something special, obviously. Every match is extremely close, and this is just going to be wild tonight.
Well, I know where my allegiance lies in this one. I'm a big fan of Death by Chocolate, Kid Chocolate, Phil Deadly. You definitely got my vote here tonight. I hope you guys walk out the new tag team champions. I'm pretty sure all of Saskatoon is behind me on that one by the sound of it.
Yeah, but these two men are going to have something to say about that.
It was definitely a hard-fought victory at Battle Arts to become the new tag team champions. Call this the rubber match, will you? Because both teams holding a victory over the other. This is the third and final encounter by the looks of it. Let's see what ends up happening.
Nevin, I've been saying this Munson, episode after episode. Won't the Western Lions look great with those tag team belts around their waist? And don't they look great?
They do, and they look a hell of a lot more imposing with them around their waist as well, too. But the BVD needs to be a more scary, imposing individual, though.
You got that right.
I already shake a little bit when he passes me by. Tell you what, I was down at ringside there during Battle Arts, and the action was so chaotic. A few times there I was dodging out of the way out of fear for my own safety. A couple of near close calls just about could have taken me out. I might have not had quite the experience of filming moving forward after that had I been hit by any one of these guys in the ring.
Yeah, ringside photographer can be a dangerous job.
Especially at Battle Arts there's a few too close calls. I'm pretty sure that at one point I felt the boot of Michael Richard Blaze grazed across my face too.
Might have been an accident, maybe not.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking the same thing myself now that I'm thinking about it. I'm pretty sure that he's heard a few of my comments here in the past.
And standing to my left, sent from above to rescue HIW Wildside, the team of Brandon Van Danielson and Michael Richard Blaze, Beast Western Lions.
When we talk about confidence and swagger that people have after victory, I mean, Western Lions looking way more confident and more dangerous now that they are the champions.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was possible for them to look more dangerous or confident. Blaze never short on confidence, that's for sure.
And never short on arrogance and ego either. Just feel the tension as this one gets underway. It is official, our tag team title match getting started. And how popular has Phil Deadly become over the last little while here on Wildside Wrestling? Fans really getting behind Phil Deadly. And that's got to be like running into a brick wall right there.
Yeah, an angry brick wall. And now God's gift to Wildside Wrestling enters the ring.
You're right, Kid Chocolate did just enter the ring.
He's got a little strut of his own. Not bad.
Not bad, but I found one that just got better. Even when it comes to the strut, everything's better with chocolate. Kid Chocolate catching the leg there. Oh. I think they heard that one down on the next block even.
Take it to the outside there, Blaze. Compose yourself. Take a couple minutes. No, he may take more than that. They might take their tag team belts and leave.
Just like some football players that are going to take a knee till the end of the game and see the timeout. I can't believe they would do this to us. So typical of the Western Lions.
Hey, these are the Wildside Tag Team Champions. They can do whatever they want.
Well, you know what? At this point, I demand better from HIW management. Do something about this. We cannot have these dastardly individuals screwing up good matchups. Coward's way out is what that is. Okay, well, you know what? Someone's listening. HIW Wildside Management, in fact, the new GM, Connie Lynn, laying down the log. She ain't having it end like this, and that's what I'm glad to see.
Well, we just had a disqualification for a groin kick. Is that a better ending?
This is just too much.
You know, the way I look at it, the Western Lions have everything to gain by doing this and nothing to lose. This is the last title shot that Death by Chocolate will ever have against these belts. So why not end the match early and leave with your titles intact?
Yeah, well, why not try to prove that you are the best of the best, get in there, man up, and fight a match? Law laid down once again. No DQs, no countouts. This one is going to end properly, Papa Swords.
Well, you know what? She's talking about the match being fair and that the rules be fair, but in fact, she's just restarted this match twice, adding more stipulations that favor Death by Chocolate. Doesn't seem fair to me.
I think any champion should be prepared to take on any challenge at any given time if you want to be a true champion. So the Western Lions, need to get in there and they need to settle this thing properly. And that is exactly why Connie Lynn was put in charge, and great managerial decisions on her part, if you ask me. And after the restarts and things being done fair, if the Western Lions can still pull off the win, then, they have the right to call themselves the best of the best. But until they truly beat Death by Chocolate here, I think all they can say is that they currently hold one victory over the former tag team champions.
That was a nice suplex and pinning combination by BVD.
We've often referred to as a straitjacket suplex. I've been doing my studying, Pappa Smokes. Learned an extra move or two.
Must say I'm impressed you're actually listening. Chocolate there to break up this count. Now the match has no count out, no disqualification. It very much favors the challengers over the champions.
Starts to become tornado tag rules at that point. And speaking of the crotch kicks.
Yeah. You didn't like it when the Western Lions pulled that move. How do you like it from Death by Chocolate?
Well, I don't always agree with the type of move, but maybe it's a taste of their own damn medicine. BVD having none of that, there to break up the count. BVD like a wrecking ball inside that squared circle. And seems like to me, Phil Deadly, Kid Chocolate seem to have their opponents completely scouted in this particular encounter.
Yeah, they're definitely familiar with each other over the past two matches they've had. Oh, look at Van Danielson. He's just gonna work both members of Death by Chocolate by himself in there.
Well, speaking of being ready, Phil Deadly going for a chopping combination like at Battle Arts, and BVD prepared for him this time. The scarier part about BVD is the amount of agility this man has.
Yeah, that's right. He's a gifted wrestler in a lot of different ways. Primarily a brawler, however, though. I always picture him doing some of this stuff in a bar room.
One of those guys that couple of shots of whiskey in, and then he's looking for a fight.
Absolutely.
Fans trying to get Death by Chocolate back on their game, back into this thing here.
See, and this is exactly the type of situation that Death by Chocolate doesn't want. One member of their team alone in the ring with both members of the Western Lions.
Well, it seems like Michael Richard Blaze actually, yeah, there you go, scouting Phil Deadly on the outside to assure he can't come in to assist his teammate. I mean, once again, hate to admit it, but very wise maneuver. It's a very wise tag team maneuver, in fact.
Well, now that we've had the stipulations of this match changed by GM Connie Lynn, now we can see the Western Lions start to take advantage of this no count-out, no disqualification title match.
Oh, what do we got here?
Yeah, he's going to crank those legs together in that grapevine position. This is a painful hold. See if Kid Chocolate has to tap out to this maneuver.
This is not something we see every day from Michael Richard Blaze, in fact.
Yeah, that's a really great catch-as-catch-can wrestling hold right there.
Phil Deadly trying to make his way back in, but now BVD playing the role of the scout there. You know, we talk about in tag team matches cutting off the ring. Considering the stipulation of this one, they're really taking it to a whole new level of cutting off the ring.
Yeah, not just keeping one member in their corner, but keeping the whole ring to themselves. Here we see another one of those tag team maneuvers here. Whoa.
We saw Battle Arts, there was an inadvertent hit there too. That one being stopped. Both teams seem like they've done their homework on one another, been studying the tapes, watching up in preparation, because the old tricks just aren't cutting it here tonight. Well, Death by Chocolate now taking the advantage. Oh!
Wow.
And that was right in the old bread basket there.
Now we're going to see some tag team moves from Death by Chocolate. Wow.
It looks like Kid Chocolate about to fly. Oh, where did Blaze find it in him to pop up from that one? Death by Chocolate. Come on, boys. You need to capitalize.
Yeah, Blaze looking like he's on the ropes at this point.
And BBD nowhere in sight on the outside of the ring. Completely out of things at the moment. Unable to get in there to save his partner. Looks like bad intentions in store here for Michael Richard Blaze.
Here comes BVD. Oh
no. You might get to see what they had in store after all.
Oh, wow.
There's only one person who didn't feel that one, and that was BVD. And I share the sentiments of the crowd here in Saskatoon tonight. This is awesome. And you know what? Just like most weeks and most matches here on Wildside Wrestling, we deliver nothing but awesome.
Now Van Danielson going to try his luck from the top rope.
Big man flies with that drop kick.
Oh! Spectacular maneuver to the outside by Michael Richard Blaze.
We keep talking about people up in the ante and bringing out new moves from their arsenal, and once again we're seeing new maneuvers in this matchup here too. Well, there's a chant we have yet to hear on a Wildside show, a Fight Forever chant breaking out. The fans obviously loving what they've seen from this rivalry.
Yeah, and why not? They've got a series of highly competitive matches between these two teams, culminating at Battle Arts, but here the rematch now. This is just tremendous action. Oh, and now this, the spike pile driver.
And changing it up a little bit from what they pulled at Battle Arts on that one.
Oh,
That's got to be it. And that is it. I mean, congratulations. I think at this point they can call themselves the best of the best with that performance.
I think you're right about that, Munson. At the beginning of the match, they thought they might take the easy way out, but look at what happened. They still got the 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring.
Well, folks, there you have it. The Western Lions holding on to their titles. I mean, if Battle Arts was supposed to be the feel-good show, I'll tell you what, Anarchy was exactly like the name presents. It was total anarchy, unexpected victories, a crazy title change, and just not what anybody expected. Jaws have been left on the floor over the last 3 weeks here on Wildside TV.
Yeah, you truly never know what you're going to get when you come out to Wildside Wrestling. That's the beauty of it, that's the joy of it, and I just can't get enough.
Neither can I, Pappa Smokes, and that's going to be it for us this week, but we look forward to coming back again next week and the following weeks after that, every single Saturday. Have us in your home. I am the real Bobby Munson. Thank you again for tuning in. Pappa Smokes, what do you got to say for the fans on the way out here?
Hey, the fans have been treated to some wild tag team action tonight. I'm very impressed with the champions, the Western Lions, and they've got nothing but celebrating left tonight with those shiny belts.